Every so often, a week rolls around where I sit down to make the list and just stare at the screen for a second. Because the range is wild. Because something for everyone isn't just a phrase this time. It's actually true. This week, we've got a cardboard dystopia built by the makers of Machinarium. We've got the creators of Disco Elysium, the people who made me sit in my chair and feel things I did not sign up to feel, back with their second game, and it looks like they haven't lost a single step. And somehow, tucked in between all of that, we've got Deep Rock Galactic going full roguelite. That's May 18th to the 24th. 15 games, 1 week. I've researched every single one of them, so you don't have to wonder which ones are worth your time and your money. Let's get into it. All right, setting sail first this week with Corsairs, Battle of the Caribbean, dropping on May 18th for PC. This is a completely reimagined edition of the classic pirate strategy game, and I have to say, the timing feels perfect. You take the role of a privateer serving your chosen nation, navigating treacherous Caribbean waters, managing your crew, building up your fleet, and getting into full-blown naval warfare against enemy ships. It's an immersive strategy experience that leans hard into the fantasy of being a buccaneer chasing glory and gold. It's not the loudest launch of the week, but for strategy fans, Corsairs could be a surprisingly meaty early week treat. Fans have been asking for Japan for years. Playground Games heard them, and Forza Horizon 6 finally delivers. You don't arrive as a champion this time, you land as a tourist. No reputation, no wristbands, no history. You have to earn it. That change in framing alone feels meaningful. For the first time in the series, the world doesn't belong to you yet. You have to go out and take it. Tokyo City is 5 times larger with multiple districts, each with its own identity, from neon-lit downtown streets to industrial docklands. Beyond the city, you've got mountain touge roads, countryside highways, a full ski resort, and over 670 roads to drive down. Over 550 cars at launch, including the classics. 5 new systems built around the open world. A fog of war map that fills in as you explore, aftermarket cars appearing live in the world at discounted prices, collectible mascots rewarding off-road detours, a stamp collecting journal rooted in real Japanese culture, and fully customizable garages in every home you buy. This is one of the biggest games of the year. Farming Simulator 26 is here, and yes, I say this every cycle, don't sleep on it. The Farming Simulator series has earned its fan base honestly. We're talking one of the most genuinely relaxing, deeply detailed agricultural sims out there, and each new entry adds meaningful content. New machinery, new crops, expanded map variety. It's a formula that works because it respects the players who love it. I'm not going to pretend this is everyone's game, but if you've ever found yourself stress farming in Stardew Valley and thought, I want more equipment manuals, then Farming Simulator 26 is basically made for you. Solid, dependable, and weirdly therapeutic. R-Type Dimensions 3 also launches May 19th. The Dimensions series has been remastering classic R-Type entries with switchable 2D to 3D visuals and modern quality-of-life improvements, and this third collection continues that tradition. R-Type is legendary. It's one of the defining horizontal shoot-'em-ups ever made, built around memorization, deliberate movement, and that iconic force orb mechanic that attaches to your ship. If you grew up with these games, this is nostalgia done right. If you've never touched R-Type and you're into the genre at all, there is genuinely no better entry point. It's brutal, it's beautiful, and it holds up after all these years. Phonopolis arrives on May 20th. This is the new game from Amanita Design, the Czech studio behind Machinarium, Samarost, and Creeks, and it might be their most ambitious project yet. You play as Felix, a young garbage collector living in a dystopian city where an authoritarian leader controls every citizen through a network of amplions, loudspeakers blasting subliminal commands 24/7. Felix finds a pair of headphones that lets him hear the truth, and suddenly, he's the only person who sees that the leader's obsession obsessive pursuit of an absolute tone will strip humanity of free will forever. The whole world is handcrafted from cardboard and paper, animated at 12 frames per second in a stunning stop-motion style. Inspired by Karel Čapek and George Orwell, but kept playful, this is Amanita at their best. Thick as Thieves drops on PC for just $4.99. Yes, $5. And the name behind it should turn every stealth fan's head. This is from Warren Spector and Paul Neurath, the legends who created Thief and Deus Ex. Set in an alternate history 1910s Scottish city called Kilcairn, where magic and early technology collide, you play as a member of the Thieves Guild pulling off heists through shadows. It launches as an introductory campaign, 16 missions, 2 replayable maps, 6 pieces of gear designed to grow over time. The studio is calling it the beginning of something bigger. For $5, getting in early on a new immersive sim from the people who invented the genre feels like a steal, pun intended. May 20th brings Deep Rock Galactic Rogue Core into early access, and if you've put hours into the original, this is essential. Ghost Ship Games, the studio that gave us one of the best co-op games ever made, is taking those beloved sci-fi dwarves and dropping them into a full roguelite framework. All the dig sites are offline. The elite reclaimers are sent in to figure out why, starting each mission with basic gear and building their loadout from salvage as they descend deeper. 5 classes: Guardian, Spotter, Falconer, Slicer, Retcon, each with distinct roles and abilities. Co-op for up to 4 players. Procedurally generated caves that get nastier the deeper you go. Rock and Stone. This one hits early access, but if Ghost Ship's track record means anything, it's going to be worth every minute. SpaceCraft also launches May 20th on PC, and this one caught my eye as a quieter pick of the week. It's a space-themed construction and exploration game that leans into the creative sandbox side of things, building, crafting, and navigating procedurally generated environments across the cosmos. Details are still somewhat under wraps, but the core appeal is clear. If you like the meditative joy of building your own thing and then sending it out into a beautiful universe to see what happens, SpaceCraft is aiming right at that feeling. Sometimes, the most interesting discoveries of the week are the ones you find without a big marketing push behind them. This could be that game. Coffee Talk Tokyo opens its doors on May 21st. The third entry in the beloved series moves the cozy late-night cafe to modern Tokyo, a city where humans and yokai sit side by side, sweating through the summer heat, carrying the weight of stories they've been holding all day. You're behind the counter, brewing drinks, making latte art, and listening. The in-game social feed now has clickable hashtags that let you dig deeper into characters' lives. Hidden posts, story branches, clues about people you haven't even met yet. Composer Andrew Jeremy returns with a fresh, lo-fi soundtrack built for Tokyo nights. Coffee Talk has never been about action. It's about presence. And in Tokyo, there's a lot to be present for. May 21st also brings Luna Abyss, and this is the dark horse of the week for me. Developed by Bonsai Collective and published by Quali, this is a first-person bullet hell action-adventure set beneath the surface of a mimic moon. You play as Fox, a prisoner sentenced to descend into a derelict alien megastructure, recovering lost technology while an AI warden named Aelin watches your every move. The ruins whisper, corrupted souls and cosmic horrors fill the corridors, and the combat is genuinely intense. Fast, first-person movement combined with bullet hell pressure where standing still means dying. Reviewers have been comparing it to BioShock, Nier Automata, and Returnal, which is a hell of a sentence. I think Luna Abyss could be the indie breakout of the month. The game I'm most excited about this week? Zero Parades for Dead Spies. Out May 21st on PC from ZAUM, the studio that made Disco Elysium. This is their second game, and it's an espionage RPG built around failure. You play as Herschel Wilk, a brilliant, burnt-out spy recalled to the tropical city of Portofino 5 years after a catastrophic mission destroyed her network. The world is surreal, paranoid, and dripping with political tension between communist and techno-fascist superpowers. Every bad dice roll opens a new door. Every failure pushes the story forward in ways success never could. This is psychological depth, surrealist world building, and CRPG mechanics from the team that redefined what narrative games can be. This is not just an indie game. This might be the game of the year for me.
I'm feeling bored, let's roll.
Gallipoli drops May 21st, and if you know the World War I game series, you know what you're getting, and that's a very good thing. This is the 4th entry from Black Mill Games, and it shifts the front from Europe to the Ottoman campaigns. The beaches of Anzac Cove, the deserts of Mesopotamia, the urban warfare of Ottoman-controlled towns. The previous games, Verdun, Tannenberg, Isonzo, have sold over 4 million copies combined, built on authenticity, squad-based multiplayer FPS gameplay, and an almost reverent approach to historical accuracy. Gallipoli brings up to 50 players into momentum-based battles, where the attackers have to push hard before time and morale run out. Full crossplay on day one. This is one of the most credible multiplayer shooters of the week. STARBITES also lands May 21st, published by NIS America and developed by Ikina Games. And this is a JRPG that knows exactly what it is and executes it with real heart. Set on the war-torn desert planet Bitter, you play as Lukita, a debris collector trying to escape her dying world, who gets swept into something much larger after an encounter with a mysterious figure called the Oracle. Combat is turn-based, built around giant mechs called motorbots, with each character having a distinct role and a talent tree to develop. The visual style evokes the mid-2000s JRPG era, colorful, expressive, and warmer than the setting deserves. It's an RPG that won't leave you feeling deserted. I'd say that's a solid endorsement for fans of the genre. And then, May 22nd, LEGO Batman: Legacy of the Dark Knight from TT Games, the studio behind LEGO Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga. This is not your typical LEGO game. DC's Jim Lee called it a love letter to the world of Batman, and the scope backs that up. An original story that takes Bruce Wayne from his training with the League of Shadows all the way to becoming Gotham's protector, with Robin, Nightwing, Batgirl, Catwoman, and Jim Gordon alongside him. Open-world traversal across Gotham, Arkham-inspired free-flow combat, detective work, stealth, and of course, the Batmobile, the Joker, Penguin, Bane, Poison Ivy, and more as villains. TT Games built this to be a full Batman experience that happens to wear LEGO skin, and early buzz is genuinely strong. This one could be special. Closing out the week on May 22nd, Bubsy 4D, and yes, I'm going to say it, this might actually be good. Developed by Fabraz, the studio behind Demon Turf, and published by Atari, this is the franchise's first 3D entry in 30 years, and the pedigree behind it finally matches the character's potential. Bubsy heads to space to battle the Babots, robotic sheep armed with alien woolly technology, across intergalactic, craft-themed worlds. The moveset is genuinely expressive. Jump, glide, wall climb, pounce, and roll into a hairball for high-speed sections. There are time trials, leaderboards, ghost data, hidden upgrades, and a funky jazz/electro swing soundtrack by Fat Bard. Fabraz seems to have actually done it. The demo reception has been wild. Don't count this Bobcat out. And that's the week. 15 games, 5 days, and honestly, one of the most stacked short windows we've had in a while. If I had to pick 3 I'd put money on right now, Zero Parades for Dead Spies is the one I think people are going to be talking about for months. Luna Abyss is the dark horse that I think catches a lot of people off guard in the best possible way. And Phonopolis is the one I'll personally be playing with headphones on and the lights off, because Amanita Design has never once let me down. But honestly, look at this list. There's a $5 stealth game made by Legends, and a JRPG about a girl in a mech trying to escape a dying planet. If you found something new to play in here, drop it in the comments, leave a like, and subscribe. I'll see you next week.